What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Jamming with Jay Money, man. We had a nice day yesterday. We've been doing real nice lately. It's just me and Junior today, but hey, we're gonna try to get to some money. Only got 4 games. We're gonna try to find some cash, man. We're gonna it's some crazy shit happened in the NBA last night. Junior is usually as it does every day. Just to recap real quick, shit. Devontae Graham went off last night. He had 33 points, 10 3-pointers. And that game still didn't go over versus Golden State. We know there was Russell first game back in the lineup. It was pretty much because of that fourth quarter, a 35 point fourth quarter between both teams, 15-20 in the fourth quarter there. If it wasn't for that game probably would have went over there. I was leaning towards over there. I didn't end up betting it though. I am a little surprised that the Hornets took care of business versus the Warriors like they did though. Obviously the Bucks, they took care of business versus the Pistons. That was pretty easy there. I know Junior cashed in that spot. I was watching that Magic game. I did have a small play on the under in that Suns versus Magic game. That shit was going way over, bro. The Suns, their defense was terrible. I mean, the Orlando was on the back to back, and the Magic been playing a little bit faster as well, and their defense wasn't all the way there last night as well. Easy cash with the Nets last night, Junior. That was my play of the day, man. I'm taking it old school. I'm taking going back to the parlay spots, man. I had to bomb the Nets in this spot, man. Minus 3 over the hapless Hawks. That was pretty easy there. Miami and Boston. I told y'all about the Celtics last night, man. I know it was close early, but they pulled away in that second quarter, outscored them 32-16. Never looked back from there. That game went under. It was a nice cash for me, man, with the under and the Celtics in that spot. Cash both of those. I'm kind of a little mad that I stayed away from the Bulls. Not so much though, Junior, because the Bulls, that was a sweat. That was an ass clincher there late in that game. If you had them 6.5, they barely covered for you. Really, I mean, that shit was like a tie game late in that game. I can't believe they let them come back, but final scoring thing mattered. They cashed that one. Pacers end up cashing. That game went under as well. The Mavs end up getting it done. And the Timberwolves, who was playing them feisty. The Lakers, you had to give them credit, man. They got it done back to back at altitude. It was a terrible spot, and they went and made it look like it was easy. You know what I'm saying? Busting by 25 points last night. LeBron out there walking the ball. He traveled across America, coming back to America with the ball last night. He's celebrating on the Jazz court, man, with his socks on. That was pretty crazy. And I'm pissed that I didn't hop on the Blazers once I saw Bogdanovich was ruled out, man. I had already left my spot or whatever, so I'm pissed that I missed out on an easy cash with the Blazers. You had to fade the Kings every single time without Bogdanovich. What you got yesterday, Junior? That was pretty crazy. A lot of stuff happened yesterday in the NBA.
Yeah, bro. It's why we love the NBA. You know what I'm saying? There's action every night, always a storyline. It seems like the NBA is the one sport where the storyline almost seems to match the action on the court. I'd mentioned I went 3-1 yesterday. I missed that Miami play. It was a good call by you. I just really believe in the Heat, so I was just being stubborn right there. I hit the Bucks first half full game pretty easily, and I hit the Pacers pick'em, which I feel like was a gift. Even though that game was still kind of close, I never really doubted that the Pacers were going to win. Yeah, some good action last night. I'm impressed by the Mavs. Seems like Kristaps kind of finally showed up a bit. I wish I would have known Bogdanovich was out yesterday. And as for the Lakers spot, I know we were on the show telling everybody that it's absolutely not a bet on spot. If you cashed on the Lakers, congratulations, but it's still not a bet on spot, bro. If you're going to, on a consistent basis, take a team that plays back-to-back altitude games, you're going to lose more often than you're going to win. So what we were saying is it's basically just stay away from the game. But if you had the cojones to take the Lakers, and you're getting points, right? The Lakers were plus points. Good for you, but I see some people acting like I told you so. It's all right, you told me for now, but if we do this every single day, right? All 82 games, all 30 teams. If you take a team in that spot on a regular basis, you will lose your money in the long run.
Exactly, and majority of the time you're gonna lose. Obviously, the Lakers are a different freight train, and I mean, it didn't even matter. I wouldn't even say it's because Conley wasn't in there. The Jazz just aren't right now. You think they bring more fight than that? They let Anthony Davis dunk all over them. I mean, from the get go, and in that spot, you couldn't bring any fight. Even in the second half, where the Lakers supposed to run out of gas, that's when at least the Jazz supposed to come in and catch the second half. I didn't take the second half because I knew they was bullshitting, but you would think at least they would have to have some type of hope. Just none whatsoever. I mean, they ended up put up 121 against them as well. Where's the defense at, man? But I mean, the Jazz, they just ain't right now. But you're right, that's just a spot right there, back to back out two. I can't wait for a team to do it again, and I'm gonna smash this shit, man. So because anybody other than the Lakers probably would have lost to, you know what I'm saying? But obviously the Jazz, I like it better when it's the Nuggets in second back to back, because you know what I'm saying. Nuggets, they got more fighting into them, man. They don't like losing at the house, which the Jazz don't either. But they just started right now, and yeah, he was announced out like 2 hours before the game, Junior. Like I said, I had already missed out on it anyway. But by the time I realized the damn game had started, I don't know how I missed it. Bogdanovich got ruled out, Junior. We missed out on easy cash, even though and we still could have took the second half, the Blazers second half. It's just I was too busy doing other stuff. I'm mad I didn't get y'all the college picks yesterday, man. I went 3-0, 4-0 in college. I hit some little parlays yesterday, a little parlay spot. It was a good day for me yesterday, man. Feel like getting back on all the way back on track. I'm going back to some old shit that I used to be doing, man, where I made some ends last year, Junior. But let's get to today, man. Get to some money today. Try to know some games that I was looking at. The lines moving, all the public on them. I don't even want to hop on them no more, man. 70. We're going to talk about the first game, Junior, the 76 versus Washington game, man. We know the 76ers won 4 straight games. The Wizards 0-5 ATS last 5 on 1 day rest. That was a big thing that looked at me. I'm like, damn, bro, how y'all get? It's like the Celtics. How you have rest and then this one y'all terrible? They 0-3-1 ATS last four versus a team above 600 winning percentage, above 600. The home team has won the last 10 games between these two teams. You look at the Wizards, they're 30th in defensive rating, Junior, the last 5 games, man. The 76ers are number 2 in defensive rating. They number 3 in rebound percentages, where, once again, the Wizards are absolutely last. You look at the numbers, man, the 76ers are much better than the Wizards here. No Josh Richardson again for the 76ers. I know one thing to me, we know Thomas Bryant out for a while for the Wizards. Is Wagner or Jan Mahimi gonna come back in this spot? If both of those are out once again, man, I mean, you saw what the Magic did to them. They won't have anybody to contend. I mean, even if Jan Mahimi and Wagner do play, Embiid still should eat. But I just hate the way the 76ers come in lethargic with some of these games, Junior. We know that the Wizards can score really well. It scares me here, because I think the 76ers win, but it's like, will they win by margin? Will they win by double digits versus this Wizards team who can score? But if they don't have any bigs, it's gonna be tough for them boys tonight, Junior.
Yeah, I agree with every single thing you just said. I just can't bring myself to lay that many points with the Sixers. They're just they're so up and down. Even just something that you just said right there at the end. I was looking at the -3.5. I see it's climbed up to 4 in some spots. But they just come out. Listen, first of all, I think that the 76ers still have that issue where when they look at another team and they think to themselves, we're better than these boys, their effort, especially to start off the games, is just not up to par, in my opinion. I haven't bet I took the Sixers first half against Sacramento, but I took them in one of my money line parlays, and I needed Raul Neto to hit like a running 15-foot one-handed jumper at the buzzer to even cover that. So I just don't like the amount of points. And not because I believe in Washington, but I've doubted them the whole season, and they just continue to put up points, bro. Like, they put up a $120 on the Magic. So if they're gonna put up a $120 against a team that's one of the best defensive teams in the NBA, which I know the Sixers are too, I just don't like the spot at all. I just think that there's better value elsewhere. So to me, it's a stay away. Even the total, because of the fact that the Sixers could turn on the defense at any time. Their offense is so inconsistent. I just can't invest money in this game at all, bro.
Exactly. And my whole thing lately is I'm not trying to force action. Times before, if I was forcing action, I'd be on the 76 for damn show here. Somebody telling me, hey, look, I got some money for you. I'm going to bet half and then give you the other half. You can bet 2. Hey, I'm taking the 76 in this spot, man. It's the only way that I could bet it. It's just I don't want to force it. You taking a road team here, which I'll be perfectly honest with you guys, man. I like all the road teams tonight. They're the only ways that I'm looking at them. We'll get to the rest of the games next, but I just think they're a better squad. I don't want to lay these 7.5, 8 points on the road. It initially opened at 5.5, then went shot right up to 7 yesterday. Obviously, without these bigs for the Wizards, it's gonna be tough, man. Like I say, Wagner is Questionable might get Young Mahimi back. He's been out for a little while. He probably will be on the minutes restriction. Even if those two back, I mean, Young Mahimi is a center, but Wagner not really. I mean, they having to play Hachimura at center. He's the power forward, really a small forward type shit. Come on, man. Look, Horford and
AJ,
Embiid.
can I interrupt you 1 second?
Go
Just
ahead, bro.
exactly what you
Horford and
just said.
Embiid.
This is my problem with the 76ers, especially Joel Embiid. In my opinion, you see how yesterday I was saying that Russell Westbrook and James Harden have two of the lowest basketball IQs for superstars in the league, in my opinion. I'll throw Joel Embiid right up in there with them, and this is why. Joel Embiid is like a 30% three-point shooter, and if those of you who are not into advanced analytics, that's not good at all. Yet he still continues to take like 5-6 threes a game. Bro, stop shooting threes. You can't shoot. Every time you take a three, every time you take a three, the defense is jumping up and down inside because you're letting them off the hook. You're a dominant big man. Get your ass in the mid post or the low post and eat and score 30 points a game. You're a big man and you shoot 45% from the field. That's trash, bro. That is trash. Sorry, I just had to say that.
Yeah, and tonight should be a night where, in theory, so if you playing a team like the Jazz or something, you need or the Pacers where they got bigs down there, defensive anchors. All right, I can understand Embiid maybe want to stay out on the perimeter a little more, pull them away from the center in the game, pull them away from the paint. In a game like this, keep your ass in the paint. I need Horford and Embiid on both on each blocks. I don't even want to see y'all. This is like middle school basketball out here. Two big men on the blocks, and y'all keep y'all ass down there. One of them miss. Hey, the other one should get the rebound. I mean, they should get whatever the hell they want. In theory, down low tonight. We know the Wizards can just run up and down the court. The 76ers can do that too. 76ers are much better squad than them. I think we probably spending too much time on this game because neither one of us have an official play on it. I think we're just. Well, I know what Junior's saying. He's saying B. You know what I'm saying? He's been bullshitting lately. My thing is the Wizards without these bigs, man. I mean, Thomas Bryant is the greatest player or anything, but he has been playing well. He's been their center. He's been giving them defensive production starting their starting lineup. Man, the 76ers big should eat. And I don't really bet a lot of props, but Embiid points, rebounds, Horford points and rebounds, points, rebound, assists. You would want to do with Horford because he likes to pass the ball a lot more than score. But both of those should eat tonight, man. They should at least get 12 rebounds apiece. So that's enough on that game, man. Like I say, if Mahimi and Wagner out, I'm gonna have to take the 76ers, bro. I just got to because they will be so fucking small. It ain't gonna make no sense. No rebounds whatsoever. They will get killed on the boards. Let's get to this next game, Junior. Denver and New York, another spot where I was liking Denver in this spot is shot up from 7 to 9.5. You got the Nuggets. They got some tough games coming up. The Celtics, the Nets, and Philly on deck. They are number one in defensive rating the last 5, where the Knicks are Denver last in the league, 28th in the league. The Nuggets are 24th in offensive rating last 5. The Knicks 29th. Bottom of the league, absolutely terrible. Scoring 97 points per game at the house. Give up in this past 5 games, give up 115. That's just terrible. They are 4-4 at the house as a home dog, and that's the only thing I don't like. The Knicks at the house catching points. We see them be scrappy in games. We know the Nuggets have come out bullshit. They are coming off a loss. They coming cross country though. I know it's cold as shit. Probably snowing and shit up there in New York right now. The Nuggets are the much better squad here. They off a loss. I don't want to lay this points with. In theory, you think it's a blowout. It's a blowout, especially looking at the records. This is a game though where the Nuggets could just squeak by and barely win. And it's in the Garden. I want to, but I'm staying away from. I mean, like I said, Nuggets better team. I'm not laying those points on the road against a scrappy team like the Knicks. They got Morris back over there. It'll be interesting to see in this game, and I could see the Knicks covering here, but the Nuggets winning. What you thinking, Junior? I know you can say it's snowing in New York, probably 2-3 feet of snow.
Yeah, it's funny, bro. Whenever I hear you say things that I just thought of while I'm handicapping, it always makes me feel better about my decision. Because I really, really almost pulled the trigger this morning on Denver -4 in the first half. But when I saw that Markieff Morris is going to be playing, here's the thing. Like, the Knicks' identity is that of a scrappy-ass team, right? And I'm sorry, not Markieff Marcus. They got Marcus Morris. They got Bobby Portis. They got Barrett. They got, they got some guys that Julius Randle. They got guys that are tough, physical guys that'll play hard. Their team might not be good, but it's not because of a lack of effort. You know what I'm saying? And maybe I'm just being maybe I'm just a little bit biased because I watched how Denver struggled against the Lakers, and I know I'm. Please don't think I'm comparing the Lakers to the Knicks or the Knicks to the Lakers. I'm just talking about Denver's offense. I've been saying this since the first episode of the show up until now. The Lakers game was the first time all season that I put money on Denver. That's how unconvinced I am by the Nuggets offense. And that Lakers game did nothing to change my opinion. If anything, they're more of a stay away team for me now than they were before. The Marcus Morris thing is a big deal to me because, again, he's a dude that he's ready to fight anybody on any given moment, and he brings a certain level of intensity and toughness to that team. Is anybody really telling me they feel confident laying 9.5 points with Denver on the road? Because if you do, you're braver than me, bro, because I'm not doing it. And I can't really take the first half because the Knicks always come out with this energy, especially in the Garden. They're scrappy, and you know the way the Garden works. If the Knicks come out and they have even a little bit of a lead in the first quarter, that crowd is going to be super energized, super into it. Then that's one thing you got to give people in New York, bro. Their team has been trash for literally most of my lifetime, most of your lifetime too, probably. Yet there's always energy in the building. And if they play well, the crowd is 110% behind them. It's just another stay away spot for me.
Exactly, and now it's just going up. It just keep going up. Obviously the public gonna be all over the Nuggets. You're gonna see a 13-5 team playing a 4-17 team. It's went up from 7 to 9.5. It's starting to get they start to get to a spot, man, where you're getting value with the Knicks here. I see people in the chat saying the Nuggets gonna blow them out. We'll see here. In theory, the stats definitely say that. So I mean, but the only scary thing about the NBA, and I mean, it's like the NBA and NFL, where it's sometimes the stats you could be seeing shit all day. Stats say this, stats say that. Come out, you see the game, and then the favorite to lose straight up. You're like, damn, but the stats said, yeah, but hey, the game still got to be played. You look at the Knicks, Junior. Last thing I got to say about this last game, the Knicks are 0-10 ATS with more than 1 day of rest. I think that shit's just crazy, bro. You supposed to be getting have off time, practice time, all this shit. You know what I'm saying? Come in ready for the next day. And I don't know what them boys doing out there in New York, man. They out there, hey, with their wives up all night or something. I don't know what they got going, man. But like I say, 0-10 ATS, 1 day of rest. It's conflicting shit for me. I can make a case on both sides. When I usually can do that, I stay my ass off. Let's get to this next game, Junior. Man, it's gonna be a tough one here, Junior. I got some shit to say about this one, man. I don't think a lot of people. I think some people are looking at, but it's another one where you might have to throw the stats out, man. We got the Rockets versus the Raptors here. Harden averaging 39.5 points per game, man. Absolutely crazy. You see what happened in that last game, man. I'll get to it in a second. The Raptors 7-2 ATS, man, is home phase. They're 6-1 ATS last 7 off of a straight up loss. They do have Lowry back. He came back. He still had 11 assists, good distribution wise. Shooting absolutely terrible, 2-18. You can say it's the thumb, whatever. Do they need to sit Lowry and look like the old game? So, Junior, you older than I am. You watch NBA longer than I have. You know sometimes the star player come back or starting point guard come back, and then it kind of fuck everything up. The whole rotation shit been fucked up. I don't know what's going to. Van Fleet ain't run the show no more because Larry back in there is just fuck shit up. I didn't expect them to look that bad versus the Heat. You only scored 2 points in overtime. You look at the Rockets, man, they just got screwed over. They talking about protesting the game, try to go back to the 7.5 minute mark. Man, how the fuck you gonna do that? If anything, just take a L, and we know what the refs do, man. And I've heard refs say this before, something like a makeup call. And hey, you've seen a game where a team, a player could have supposed to get fouled, they didn't call it. Then on next play, it's a 50-50 ball. It looked like it went out on the other team, but no, we're going this way. It's called a makeup call. Be very weary here if we already know if Harden is getting his foul calls, the Rockets can win any game. He can go score 56 any fucking night, go to the line 25 times any night if the refs allow him to. This could be a makeup type game, Junior. It could be, bro. I got a crazy feeling that the refs They're gonna be out to help the Rockets. Oh, we owe you one. You see the spread. The Rockets coming off a terrible loss. They was up 20 points in that spot, lost it in double overtime. They are traveling to Toronto, but like I say, man, if the refs on their side, this I can't bet against the Rockets, and it's tough to step in front of Toronto as good as they've been. They didn't look so good with Lowry back. Took their off their first home loss. Both teams off of a loss. Obviously, the Rockets a little bit of disadvantage on the road. Like I say, it'll be interesting to see here, man. How many foul calls the Rockets get? I got a crazy feeling about this one that this is their payback, the NBA's payback. You got to look deeper into this shit, man. I think the Rockets are gonna win this game, man. That's what I'm thinking, Junior. I know you don't like this shit. What you thinking, Junior?
Yeah, you already know what I'm gonna say before I even say it, bro. I swear to God. But I'm actually all over Toronto in this spot. I can't stand the Houston Rockets, and I know that's not how you cap games. I'm just telling you my truth. I can't. The Rockets are my least favorite basketball team to watch right now. And that's one of the reasons why I'm taking the Raptors. And just follow me for a second. When I watch the Houston Rockets play, it's essentially three dudes trying to figure out, am I going to get it? Is he going to kick it to me? Is he not going to kick it to me? And one other dude, being Russell Westbrook, thinking, as soon as I'm getting it, I'm shooting it. I don't give a shit what's going on. That being said, I feel like that plays right into the Raptors' hands. If you look at the Raptors lineup, the way that it's made up, and this is something that I noticed on their West Coast road trip, look out for Rondae Hollis-Jefferson in this game. He's going to play a lot of minutes in this game, and he's going to be matched up with Harden. When they were on that West Coast road trip, they matched up Rondae Hollis-Jefferson with LeBron. He slowed LeBron down. I know people don't like to hear that somebody slowed LeBron down. He made LeBron work. And then in the very next game, they stuck him on Dame Lillard. Yo, if you have the defensive versatility to go from LeBron at 6'8", 250 to Dame at like 6'2", a buck 90, you could really slow down anybody. That being said, Harden probably still going to score 40 because that's just what he does. Even if he's shooting badly, he's going to shoot like 20 free throws. Cool. If you think that that's going to beat Toronto, I don't. This Toronto team just lost their first home game. There's a team with a lot of pride, and you say it always, bro. You don't know what's going to happen offensively, but they're always going to come with a defensive effort, bro. And on top of all of that, the Raptors average 120 points a game at home. And Houston, I'm still not convinced by their defense. They played good defense for a while. They did have a stretch where they did look better, but it's not hard to look better when your defense sucks. So that being said, maybe I'm being a homer right here. I got another thing I'm going to say, and I said this the last time that I took when I took Toronto at home. I believe it was against Boston, if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember who it was. It was against a divisional opponent. If I'm going to get the Raptors to cover by a one possession in a one possession game, so -1, 2, or 3, I'm taking that all day, bro. I really am. I just think that they're a really good home team. Obviously, they're not going to win every home game, but I feel like by the end of the season, their home record is probably going to be something like 34-7, 35-6. They're not going to lose a lot of home games. I promise you that. And I think that this Rockets team coming flying all the way down from South Texas all the way up to Canada. Yeah, sure. They flew in after their game. They've been in Toronto since last night. The weather in Toronto is garbage right now. It's a snowstorm all over the East Coast. Them boys trying to stay warm. It ain't gonna be warm in the ACC. It's gonna be a cold night at the Scotiabank Arena. Give me Raptors first half full game, my guy.
They gonna turn the heat off on them boys, Junior? What, you got inside
Hell
info on this one? They gonna turn the heat off on them boys? Oh, come on now, bro. Y'all look here. I'm gonna have to hit my guy up hard on Twitter. Oh. Hey, look, go in there, wear some long johns up under there. Hey, get in there early. Have some heaters right there by the bench, all that little heating pad. Need all that tonight. I just think my whole thing is, Junior, obviously second game for Lowry coming back, and it's a tough spot. It's real tough to step in front of Toronto right now. I just if I would have to go on the side of the refs, man. And I know how they look. They look bad after this shit. Everybody saw. I mean, shit. Let alone LeBron with that fucking travel last night. I mean, come on now. We know that was a bucket for the Rockets. It would have probably changed the whole dynamic of the game. I mean, they still lost the game. Still shouldn't even win the overtime. I can't get us bad the Spurs on that one, but I mean, come on now. The Rockets, the refs know that they've been hearing about this shit, man. I just feel like, I mean, they're not going back and play that fucking game starting at 7 minutes to go. That's not finna happen. You're not finna set a stage and all this shit just for these two teams to play 7 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. No, I mean, if anything, they might rule the Rockets a dub later, but I think this is the makeup game, man. Just quite simple. Maybe if Lowry wasn't back, they were still playing the way they did. They lost versus the Heat, man. Without Dragic, scared me. It did, Junior. They weren't supposed. I couldn't see out of all the games of Raptors, the good teams they played, I couldn't see them losing that game without Dragic. That was tough for me. Larry looked terrible. Like I say, I think maybe if they sit him tonight, then maybe I'll like the Raptors. Him still in there, I don't know, man. I'm just not. I know that's your team, Junior. I know they've been playing well. In my opinion, I think they've been overachieving, man. I think there's gonna be a regression to the mean spot like the NFL. I think it's some makeup shit. The refs dictate the game. If they're calling the fouls for Harden tonight on the threes, doesn't matter who's guarding them, Junior. You know this. If they got their hands out and Harden is drawing those fucking fouls like he's the best in the league, I don't like it. But when I'm betting on them, I love that shit. I do. I'm not gonna stunt, and I just think that they're going. I think the refs are gonna be on the Rocket side tonight, and I think it's gonna go a long way. Here we'll see if the Raptors have another one in them. Me personally, I think they're gonna regress to the mean. We get to this next game, man. So it looks like we're going head to head in that one. I like the Rockets in spot. My guy Junior liking the Raptors, and I can definitely understand why, especially at the house coming off their first home loss. I can definitely understand it. I think it's a toss up game, and I'm going with heads when my guy's going with tails. It is what it is. One of us got to win. It's that simple. The next game we're going through the Suns and the Pels, man. I had to watch this game, and we got 323 watching just on this little short card, Junior. You know what I'm saying? We down the player off the bench. We down Jordan today, and we still got 323. We appreciate y'all, man. Y'all hit the like button if y'all don't mind. Suns game, third game in 4 nights on the road. Is Baines gonna play? Hey, if Baines plays, it's gonna be a big fucking deal for me in this game. Junior Suns on a little 4 game road trip. They won to the Hornets, lost versus the Magic last night, where Devin Booker only had 17, 19 points. Didn't play a good game. He the only player that played close to 30 minutes. They were pissed after the game, closely saying they want to bring it in this the spot. They do have the Rockets on deck. They're probably not gonna win that game. Pretty much a must-win spot for me for the Suns. Money Williams coming back to NO. I know that was a thing in the last game they did. This is a revenge spot as well. The Pelicans won 124 to 121 in Phoenix when the Pelicans were playing a lot better. They're not right now. They playing terrible. In that game that they did play, the big three, Ingram, Redick, and Drew Holiday combined for 77 points. Be interesting to see if they could do that again tonight. Like I say, the Suns haven't been playing well whatsoever. They did get Rubio back. I hadn't seen him saying that he was going to rest or anything. Baines questionable in his spot. Baines come back. I'm telling you guys right fucking now. Suns are going to win this game. I'm not a big fan of Kaminsky at the 5. Even though the Pelicans don't really have a true 5 out there, not a fan of Kaminsky whatsoever. Just him being out there. I mean, it may be coming off the bench, but as a starting 5, no, bro. If they get Baines back, I'll be on the fucking Suns on the money line with Money Williams come back to end. They say, fuck y'all. And the revenge spot, man. I like the Suns here, but I need Baines to be confirmed in. What you thinking, Junior?
If Aaron Baines is playing, I'm taking the Suns plus 150. I haven't touched it yet, but there's a couple of different reasons why I'm leaning that way. First of all, as bad as the Suns have looked, the Pelicans don't look any better. The Pelicans' offensive rating in the last 5 games is all the way down to 103.6. And I like to take 5-game sample sizes because those are just more indicative of what's going on in the now. You know, if you take sample sizes that are too big, there's a lot of different reasons why you can explain those things away. That being said, 103 offensive rating, it would be like bottom 4 or 5 in the league. Their whole MO is scoring points. So if they can't score points, they're not a bet on team for me at all because they still don't play any defense. Their defense is horrendous. And if Baines is in there, first of all, we can't underestimate what this win means to Monty Williams. Going back to the place where he should have never lost his job, where the Pelicans would probably still be better off as a franchise had he not left. He's got to feel some type of way. These players look like they play for him. Devin Booker had a rough night last night, but the same kind of the same logic that I'm using with the Raptors got a lot of bodies that they could throw hard, right? They can throw Rondé Hollis Jefferson, they can throw Siakam, they can throw Anunoby, they can throw Powell. Well, Phoenix, sorry, Orlando could do the same thing to Devin Booker, right? Like Jonathan Isaac, people are still not really realizing because he plays in Orlando. That's one of the best defensive players in the entire NBA, bro. Legit one of the best defensive players in the NBA. And them boys gave Devin Booker all he can handle. If I'm Devin Booker, I look at New Orleans and like, yeah, okay. I scored 17 yesterday. Give these boys a 40 piece tonight. If I touch this game, it's going to be on the Suns money line plus 150 because I really like this look.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, hey, this is the one where it's a consensus. Me and my guy Junior, we're both liking the Suns in this spot, man. I know when I originally looked at it, I'm like, all right, it's a Pelican spot. The Suns aren't playing good right now. It's a back-to-back. Obviously, I had to look deeper into it. I see the line go up for the Pelicans. Obviously, a lot of people liking them. It went up from 1.5 to 3 overnight, and then up to 3.5 now. Man, look, I'm telling you, man, the Pelicans, if you like the Pelicans, you better hope that Baines is out. That's the only thing I'm saying. I mean, they'll be a whole different, they are a different team without Baines. I do think that they have it in them to win without him. It's just, I don't want to put my money on it. Fucking Kaminsky looked terrible out there, bro. But like you said, exactly what you said, which I brought up that point too. Devin Booker didn't have necessarily a good game last night, man. The Magic are really a stout defensive team. They were at the house. They're playing better offense. Fultz looks like a whole totally different player. He hitting jump shots, hitting threes, all type of shit. That was another thing I wanted to notice. That boy looking good for the Magic over there. The Pelicans, they've lost their last 6 games. The only game that they've covered in that past 6 was the one versus the Lakers, which they was up by 10 points that game and pissed that one away. I can't say they played a phenomenal first half in that game, but they don't play any defense. Let the Lakers come right back in the second half like it was easy. Took like taking care from a baby. Pelicans are not in good form right now. It is just that simple. Which the Suns aren't either. They're not, but I do like the fact that they could go over there and win that game versus the Hornets, a little comeback win, close the game on a 12-0 run. So I just think the Suns have more fight in them. They play more defense than the Pelicans. You got the hidden angle with Monty Williams coming back to NO. You got the revenge spot. They already just lost to this team not too long ago. They played a good game. It was at the house, but like I say, the Pelicans, for some strange reason, they were playing good then, and now it looks like they're trying to get another fucking number 1 pick out there. Zion Williamson maybe talk out there saying he might not play. I think he'll play this year, but it'll be probably, you know what I'm saying, the later half of the year. I think people took out of context. They just saying the rest of this year. He probably end up playing, man, but still a long season. I just think the Pelicans have been playing well lately, and I'm telling y'all, the second Baines in, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna put that 3.5 at some point. That Suns 3.5 in my pocket, but man, like I say, Baines in here, they gonna win this game by 5 to 10 points, man. And I'm gonna have to hop on Suns second half as well. I just think this is a good spot for them, and they're not winning the next game. So if you want to go 2-2 on this road trip, you better win this one, my guy. You probably ain't gonna beat the Rockets.
J Money, by the way, just not to interrupt you, a little bit more on that Devin Booker look. Devin Booker, I'm pretty sure, is from that area, right? Like he's not from Louisiana, but he's from like Mississippi or something, right? Like he doesn't have a hometown team, but if he's gonna have his people there, you would have to figure that that's the closest game for his people would be going from Mississippi over to New Orleans. What do you think? You're down there in the South. Is that, am I mistaken? Is that not a short trip?
Yeah, no, that's a super short trip. We got people in the chat saying, "Hey, they from Mississippi." Devin Booker. One dude said that book going for a 50-piece night. I would love to see that. I would absolutely love to see. It's a bounce back spot for him. I definitely like the Suns. Man, look, I'm hopping on the Suns here. Make it official for me to plus 3.5. I know Baines. The fact that Baines is questionable, he damn near was gonna come back yesterday. I think he didn't want to come back the first up back to back. I think he's gonna get ruled in. I think this motherfucker going back down to 2.5 or something. If you like the Suns with us, man, you like the money line. The peak of it is probably here, bro. I'm telling you. I mean, I don't like to just go out on a limb and say he's gonna play, but I just think there's a good chance. Usually when the player's questionable in back-to-back games, he didn't play the first one, got ruled out. He was a game time decision yesterday, got ruled out. It's still he's close to playing. I think I'm leaning towards he's gonna play tonight. Get that 3.5, that plus 150 while you can. I think the Suns gonna win tonight. Pelicans on 6, last 6 straight up. This is not bro. They don't play enough defense. Suns haven't playing well either, but I think they got it. I think they got enough pieces to win this game versus the Pelicans. Pelicans got mainly three scores. The Suns have 4 or 5 that can get it done. Let's cast this Suns pick. So that's the real last thing I got. I like the Rockets. I'm not huge on that Rockets play, but I do like the Rockets to get it done. I'm betting with the NBA tonight for the refs to look good in that one, and Harden probably go 45-50. We'll see if what Lowry can do. And I like the Suns, man, plus a 3.5. Hadn't bet the money line yet, but I do think they win the game, man. I might have to hop on this plus 150 as well, Jack. Got to hop on that, man. Leaning towards 76ers, and I'm actually leaning towards the Knicks plus the points with this shit keep going up. Probably hit 10 before the game, man. So those are my plays. You want to close them out with what you on, Junior?
Yeah, I only have plays on one game, so I got the Raptors first half -1, full game -2. I see it's down to 1.5. I'm surprised that money's coming in on the Raptors because I felt like more people would actually be on your angle that it's a bounce back game for the Rockets. I'm just not a Rockets guy right now, so I'm every time, like I said since the beginning of the season, every time I see the Raptors in a home game where they just need to cover by one possession, I'm taking that every time.
Yeah, I can definitely say you definitely getting value at the house. So I can't knock you off that. And it's a bounce back for both teams. I can't knock that whatsoever. Like I say, I do think it's a true toss-up game, man. And I don't really like betting those, but I think that with that hidden angle for the refs, I know that they're not going back to play the other game. I don't even see. I mean, you had to credit the Spurs, sorry ass, with their win. They need all the win. You can't take that win away from Pop. I think they credit them with this game tonight. And I hate to say it that the refs will be on one side, but sometimes you have to realize it in game or whatever. And you know what I'm saying? You just, hey, we've been with our mind here. So it is what it is. I'm betting with the refs tonight. Give me the Suns, man. And I gotta close it out with the Leche today too, man. 339 people watching, man, on the 4-game slate, Junior. Hey, I think that's pretty nice, man. Y'all come back and holler at us tomorrow. We're gonna have a full game slate. We'll probably have some. I'm pretty damn sure I have a 3 or 4 team parlay for you guys, man. So you guys come back and check us out, man. And we, you know what I'm saying, we'll keep trying to cash these tickets. I'm feeling real good about the Suns tonight, man. And I'm feeling real good about them refs tonight too, man. Going head to head with my guy Junior. One of us will win. My guy Junior real nice as well. Pretty sure he'll have a parlay for you guys tomorrow again, man. Y'all hit the like button. Y'all tell everybody wherever you betting. Tell them about the show, Jam with J Money. Hey, these guys be on it. Whether you want to tell or fade us, man. Y'all let's do it, man. Y'all come back and get some cash with us tomorrow. Let's milk those bookies. Leche, hey, those bookmakers.